Whew, 20s. What was I doing? Like, why did no one not tell me the things that I now know? Why did no one not tell me that? My 20s. Whew. Hey guys, welcome back to Shan Talks. This is my channel. Thank you for coming through. If you're new here, it's me, your girl Shan. I speak about everything motivation, inspiration, challenging all you guys to be the best version of yourselves, coming out of comfort zones, breaking barriers, and just being great. That's what this channel is all about. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button because we have fun over here and we get into things, we unpack things, and yeah, just holler at your girl, man. So I was contemplating what to call this video. I was going to call it things that I wish I knew in my 20s, but life is about learning. We're not always going to know everything, are we? Sometimes we can know something, but until you have your own experience, that's when you can really be like, you know what, mummy was right, daddy was right, I didn't have a dad. And I think back to my 20s and I think, you know, I'm not that person anymore, and you guys shouldn't be the person that you was 5 years ago. I hope not. You're probably not. I hope not. If you are, you got a problem. Lesson number 1 that I learned in my 20s: don't make permanent decisions based on temporary feelings. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, this one took me out the game. This one took me out. Don't make permanent decisions based on temporary feelings. One thing about me, I can be quite irrational. Like, if I want something, I'm gonna get it now. I want it now. If I felt uncomfortable in a situation, if I felt anxious, if I felt stressed out, if I felt any sort of emotion or any sort of feeling that caused me to feel out of my comfort zone, I'd make irrational decisions. And then guess what? Live with regrets. I don't know about any of you guys, but have you ever made a decision whilst you're frustrated, stressed out, angry, sad, hormonal? Have you ever made a decision when you're not feeling your best, you're not feeling great, something's happened, something's triggered you, something's causing you to feel out of character? That's the time not to be making any rash decisions. They're the times not to, because you're going to be doing things fueled by your emotions, driven by your emotions. And I don't want any of you guys to have regrets. I say this in all my videos, but no one wants to live with regrets. If you knew what was on the other side of that decision, you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it because you're not doing it from a sound mind. You're doing it driven by fear, frustration, anger, stress, all of those emotions that are causing you to want to make a decision that you might regret. You might have had an argument with somebody, you might have got dumped, you might have lost your job, like you might be irritated because you're not where you want to be in life. Someone might have stole from you, someone might have done something to you that's resulting in you wanting to get revenge. No, don't do it, because you might regret it. You might not regret it tomorrow, you might not regret it next week, you might not regret it next month, but you might regret it in 3 years. You might have a revelation as to the damage that you've done or the consequences that have taken place due to making permanent decisions based on temporary feelings. So that's my advice. I've been there where I've made a lot of decisions based on feelings, based on how I feel in this current situation. I had regrets, frustrated, and then guess what? Then your life gets chaotic, your life gets stressful, your life just seems doom and gloom because you're like, oh, why is this happening to me? Why? Because you did it. You can't push blame. You did it. You made a permanent decision based on temporary feelings. You did it. And then sometimes we try and blame God, like, oh, why did this happen to me? Mate, it's you. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? You get it? Sometimes we do things and we try and push it on God. Have this self-pity, but we did it to ourselves. We put ourselves in a situation that we was never supposed to be in. I'm going on with this message, but maybe you guys need to hear that. Maybe. And if you don't need to hear it, now you heard it. Also, another thing that I learned in my 20s is that ink comes from octopuses. No one didn't tell me that. Octopus. No one told me that. No one told me that ink comes from octopus. I didn't read that in no school books. I didn't read that. Did any of you guys know that ink comes from octopus? I didn't know that. I found that out in my 20s watching a Disney film. This one. I'm so proud of myself that this is not an issue anymore. This one. Do not chase people. Be okay with letting people go. This one, the girl has come so far. I've come so far. This one, Why didn't someone tell me? Why didn't someone tell me? And you know what? This is what I'm trying to say. People did tell me, but you have to have your own experiences to get it. You got to. Sometimes when we chase people and we hold on to people, we're seeking validation. We want them to see how great we are. We want their approval. Sometimes you might have had good experiences with people. You might have had fun times. You might have had a romantic relationship. You might have been really good friends. You want it back. You want it back. You want it back. Like, don't let me go. Don't let me go. Hold on to me. Be okay with letting go. Be okay with letting go. Be okay with not chasing and just accepting it is what it is. And I know it sounds so simple. It sounds so simple. When people told me this in my 20s, I was like, yeah, I know, but there's always a but. No buts. Be okay with letting go and accepting that someone might not want to be in your life. Accept that. Accept that some people just don't want to be in your life. No matter how cool of a person you are, no matter what experiences you've had, some people still won't want to be in your life. The quicker you accept that, the quicker you can have peace, the quicker you can get over it and make room for other great people, because there's so many people in the world. There's billions of people in the world. Oh my gosh, like when I grasp that there's billions of people in the world, why stress over one? Why stress over one? One more. We can put cling film in the microwave. Oh my gosh, I found that out in my 20s. Did you know that? I didn't know you can put cling film in the microwave. I didn't know. Like, some simple things that I didn't know. What? And then you like knew and didn't tell me? Did you know you can put cling film in the microwave? I thought it would melt. I thought it would melt. Right. Look at it. look at cling film. You didn't think that would melt. Not every lesson has to be so painful. Not every lesson has to be so painful. Now, you see me, Shan, sometimes I'm a bit hard-headed. Sometimes, like, I ignore things, like I ignore what I should be doing. I've ignored rules. I've ignored my intuition. I've ignored God's voice. I've ignored advice from family and friends. I'm a curious person. I'm inquisitive. I told you last time, it's a blessing and a curse. If you're hard-headed and you don't listen, you're one of those people that must feel. Alright? Not every lesson has to be really painful and really stressful and really exhausting. Sometimes that only happens because we keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again. That's when it becomes painful. That's when it becomes painful, because you're not taking the lesson. You're not taking the lesson, and you keep putting yourself through the same tests that you already conquered because you know it now. And that's the difficult thing, is when you know something and then when you have to apply it. Don't keep going around that same mountain, that same cycle, and volunteering to put yourself in painful and difficult situations that you already know the answer to, or you've already got the lesson. Don't do it. Don't put yourself back in old situations. We do it to ourselves, and then we wonder why we're unhappy, we're stressed out, we're fed up, have low self-esteem, feeling sorry for ourselves, struggling. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. Don't allow yourself to be put in situations where you're going to have to learn the same lesson. Not every lesson has to be painful. Not every lesson has to be painful. On that note, it feels appropriate to say that another lesson that I learned is things didn't happen to me, they happened for me. Oh my gosh, like, oh my gosh, like no regrets. Everything that happened in my 20s was to make me who I am today. We always think about losses. We always think that we've lost something, or that was so wrong, or that was so bad. But I see the good in everything that's happened in my life. I see the good. I see the positive in everything that's happened. Nothing happened to me. It happened for me. It happened for a reason. To make me who I am today, to build my character, to give me strength, to help me to help somebody else. Like, everything that we go through is to help somebody else, and to be a service to somebody else, and to share the words with somebody else. Like, and I think when you take yourself out of the picture and not think, oh my gosh, like, why me? Like, why me? Why not you? Why not you? Like, the things that happened for me in my 20s, it was difficult, but look at me now. Like, look at me now. Like, look at me now. I know you can't see what I'm talking about, but look at me now. That's how I'm talking to myself. Like, look at me now. The things that I wouldn't tolerate now, and my mindset now, and seeing the positive in everything, and learning to let go and detach, and it's just like I'm just swift with it now. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I've learned from experience. Whereas before I used to complain about these things, I'm now grateful for those things, because I'm like, those things were placed in my life for me. So let go of the victim mentality and stop saying, why did this happen to me? It's happening for you. It's happening for a reason. You might not see the reason right now. You might not see the positives in it right now, but try and find the positives in it. Like the Bible talks about, all things work together for good. So even the bad works out for good. Even the ugly works out for good. When you change your perspective and kind of live by that, you will see the good in everything, and you will know that all things are working together for good. But you have to believe that all things are working for good, because I don't believe anything's a mistake. I do think that we can put ourselves in situations that could have been avoided, and we might have to repeat lessons and go through things again, but things happen for you. Oh my gosh, like things happen for you. And I have to give an example. When I was working a very stressful job, good money, good money, wanted to leave but loved the money, loved the flexibility, it was very comfortable, wanted to leave, but my mental health was like not good. It wasn't okay. I was stressed out. It was very stressful. I remember thinking, I can't do this no more. I can't do this another day. I can't do this another day. I didn't tell anybody that. I remember having a meeting, and before the meeting I said a real genuine heartfelt prayer. I was like, God, I can't do this no more. Like, I said, I can't do this no more, but I don't know what to do. I need to leave. I'm tired, I'm frustrated, I'm burnt out, I'm not okay, but I want the money. It's flexible. I don't know what to do. I'm not going to get rid of them, so they're going to have to get rid of me. I remember thinking, like, I'm not going to let this go. Like, I like the money, I like it, I want it, I'm keeping it. Opened up my laptop, opened up Teams, I signed in on my sofa, working from home. I remember my manager saying, oh, so, you know, how are you doing, how's things? And I kind of lied. I was like, yeah, everything's good, yeah, getting on with this, getting on with that. And she's like, oh, okay, so we're going to be letting you go and we're not going to need you anymore. And I was like, I was so happy. And then she was like, you know, how do you feel about that? And I was like, I'm so happy, I'm buzzing. And she's like, oh, are you? And I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, I was really nervous about telling you. And I was like, no. I needed this. And this is what I'm saying. Like, someone might have looked at that like, oh my gosh, like I lost my job or blah, blah, blah. No, like that happened for me, not to me. Do you get what I'm saying? So when things happen to you, it might actually be for you. God went ahead of me and helped me out with something that I couldn't do for myself. I couldn't do that for myself. I would still be there now. I'll still be there now. Done out. Done out, upset, tired, like not feeling okay. God went before me and knew what I needed. Okay, so it's about perception and how you look at things. That happened for me. It happened for me, but somebody else could be stressing, worried, thinking, oh my gosh, like this happened to me, I lost my job. It happens for you for a bigger purpose and a bigger reason. We don't stop learning. So guys, I'm out. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go and eat some food now, and I am gonna put cling film in the microwave. My body's aching. I've still been going gym, you know. Give me some comments and let me know what you learned in your 20s, and if you are in your 20s, let me know what you're learning. Let me know what you've taken from this video. I hope you've taken something from it. Hit the subscribe button, help me to grow the channel, share this video with friends and family, and help a girl out. Remember that if you subscribe, we are cousins. Okay, do you want to be my cousin? I want to be your cousin. I don't even know who's watching, but let's be cousins. One last thing, I learned in my 20s that if you don't put fuel in your car, you break down. But that's not your business. That is not your business. I learned that if you don't put fuel in your car, you will break down. On the motorway, on the carriageway. Anyway, holla.